The Small Bears. By Gene L Henderson. Dr. Dick Boyette was one of the crew on board the patrol spaceship called the Assault. The Assault had entered the atmosphere of the Mystery Planet and was now cruising along the surface. The terrain was dotted by patches of woods and green meadows. The Mystery Planet was necessary for the expansion from their solar system to the next.
No sign of life,
Growled Commander Kellis. He was on a mission to uncover the mystery behind the many spacemen who had gone before and lost contact. He and his men had Earth's finest weapons in possession, and the ship was capable of destroying an entire planet. Just then, one of the crew cried out,
"Look over there. That plateau is covered with ships. Those are all Earth ships. And there's the Conquest."
Conquest was a patrol ship just like the Assault, and practically everyone in the Assault had personally known someone on her crew. The Assault landed next to the Conquest. The climate was favorable and the air was breathable, so there wasn't a need for a spacesuit outside. Once inside the Conquest, the crew found the ship to be completely empty. Same with the other ships. There were no signs of struggle, no clues left behind to shed light onto the mysterious disappearance. When the main party was about to return to their ship, some of them noticed the slight movement coming from the edge of the plateau. It was an animal of some sort, walking on two legs. It was around 1 foot tall and had the appearance of a teddy bear. It then let out a gentle bark and more of them showed up. Each one of them approached every man in the crew, including Boyette. Boyette had the sudden desire to pet the creature. His hands tingled. Boyette almost gave in, but a dark suspicion made him draw back.
"What's wrong? Afraid we'll bite you?"
Chuckled one of the crew who was fondling the teddy bear next to him. Boyette did not see any other forms of life and suspected these cute creatures might be related to the mysterious disappearance. One of the men had been smoking and accidentally dropped tobacco onto the creature's head. The creature frantically wiped away the particles before promptly made its way back to the same crew member. Boyette pondered upon the act. The teddy bears seemed intelligent and all had a purpose in mind. Boyette then discovered a pool of lava. The same teddy bear followed him. Again, he had the strong urge to pet it, but he resisted it. Boyette looked down at the pool of lava. He was fascinated by it. It reminded him of a large swimming pool he had back on Earth. It looked so peaceful below. If one were to leap or fall, there would be no pain. It is a great way to be released from the worries of life in such beautiful surroundings. When he moved closer to the edge and was about to leap, a lingering doubt made him struggle to overcome the urge to jump. The teddy bear was still standing there, observing his every move. Boyette tried to move away from the edge of the pool of lava but found that his muscles refused to obey. Every fragment of thought he came up with seemed to be erased. In a split second, he recalled the reaction the other teddy bear had when it was littered with bits of tobacco. Boyette immediately dug his foot to the ground and kicked the dirt towards the teddy bear behind him. As the creature was busy wiping its face, Boyette managed to break free. Boyette came to realize the creature's ability to implant suggestions into people's minds and knew that it needed full concentration to do so. He had to do something immediately and return to the ship. The teddy bear followed. An old man in the ship greeted him.
"Why the gloomy face on such a fine day?"
He was the executive of the patrol ship and he too was fondling the teddy bear beside him.
"What a fine pet you got there. Tame little creatures, aren't they?"
Boyette smiled and was tempted to stroke the beast. But he remembered his resolve.
"You won't find anyone in there. The skipper ordered all crew to disembark."
As the executive had strolled off, Boyette knew that there was no one else to turn to except himself. First, he had to pretend to be under the creature's influence. Boyette went to his lab to do some searching. When he found the new Martian truth serum in the drawer, a plan began to formulate in his mind. Then, he needed something to restrain the creature. He had already placed the bear on a workbench. He looked at the teddy bear. He knew he had to be extra careful as creatures with the size of a teddy bear on Earth could pack quite a punch. Boyette saw a tray was blocking the cabinet, so he shoved it away. A sharp shell sound was heard as the tray scraped the metallic tabletop. The teddy bear squeezed against the wall and was in agony. Boyette saw that the creature displayed the characteristic of canines. He saw his chance. Although there was a bit of a struggle, Boyette managed to inject the bear with the truth serum. He turned the recorder on as it was necessary to convince the skeptical Commander Kellis and his crew the threat those cute teddy bear posed. Boyette began his interrogation.
"What happened to all the crew members of the Earth ships on your planet?" "We made them jump into the lake of fire." "Why?" "Because the Council did not want our planet to be overrun by the people of Earth." "But why the members of this crew did not suffer the same fate?" The Council realized that the peoples of Earth will keep returning. We discovered the minds of the Earthmen had a fondness for what you call pets. So we decided to use these sweet emotions for their destruction. We will be carried to Earth, and by careful means of infiltration, we can cause destructive wars. In the end, it is planned that everyone on Earth will be destroyed, thus removing the problem at its source.
Just then, he was interrupted by a clamor at the outer space lock. Boyette checked and saw Commander Kellis as well as the whole crew were outside. Each of them was accompanied by a small teddy bear. How could he be so careless? The alien must have triggered an SOS signal to its companions before it was drugged. He had no choice but to open the space lock.
What have you been up to, Doc? I'm just working in my lab. Where's the animal? Why? In my lab, sir.
The alien teddy bears barked. Boyette had to make a break for it, otherwise he would be done for.
I want to find out if it would make an interesting pet. I was just testing whether its physical structure could withstand space travel.
Boyette made sure his answer was in line with the Alien Council's plan.
What's wrong with the creature? I gave it a bit of sedative to calm it down. Wasn't it a bit high-handed?
Boyette knew it was a trap.
No, sir. I did the same thing on lower animals and even dissected them on other planets. Why should this be any different?
This was indeed a correct answer, but the teddy bears felt insulted when they were being referred to lower animals.
Why don't you bring him out of it and forget about what you are doing?
Boyette had to do something. He looked at the tray and remembered how that sharp shrill noise hurt the bear. He needed something to produce that sound long enough to release the crew from the hypnosis. The supersonic dog whistle might do the trick, if he only had one.
What's the holdup? I am looking for my bottle of sedative.
Boyette's eyes fell upon the intercom microphone. That's it. He knew that if the microphone was opened in front of a speaker, a shrill howl would occur due to a feedback. Boyette shot the stimulant into the drugged alien and it woke up immediately with a dazed look. Other aliens quickly gathered round in silence, obviously questioning their companion through telepathy. They took no notice of Boyette, who was reaching microphone towards the speaker. A high-pitched wail broke out. It represented pure physical torture to the aliens and they all scrambled through the door. When Boyette made sure that every teddy bear had left, he immediately shut the airlock. He then turned round and laughed at his bewildered crewmen. Commander Kellis and the executive looked to Boyette for an explanation. Boyette began to explain the train of events, the reason behind the disappearance of other space travelers, using the recorder containing his interrogation as evidence.
We'll take off immediately. Send a signal to all battle stations. We'll rid this planet of all living things. Hold on. That isn't a wise thing to do. Why not? They did their damage to destroy us. That's because they were just defending themselves. This is the first intelligent life form we come across in our space expansion. Whatever we do here will impact our future relationships with other intelligent species out there. But their telepathic powers can be quite dangerous to our future colonization. I've observed these creatures. They were scrupulously clean and they need full concentration for their mental powers to work. So all we had to do is to import common fleas from Earth. Gentlemen, have you seen a mongrel dog busy rooting a flea from its hide? If the aliens are willing to cooperate, we'll give them limited amount of flea powder. If not, their lives will be one hell of an itchy misery. Wow, I have fought many battles in my life, but this is the first time our side managed to win a major victory because the enemy went to the dogs.
Hey, remember to sign up for my website and get some free reviews.